As you can see here, we have a nice hunk of cherry. Of course, you can't tell that by this, but I know what it is from the end grain. I'm going to attempt to make a little end grain bowl. We got a bunch of punky wood to take off, and I think the core is pretty solid on this. So, thanks for tuning in. I hope you watched the whole video, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not. You notice a new channel name. 2 thumbs up. I like it. Works for me. It's a bit long, but don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Turn you back on. We get her ripping. As you've seen there, it slowed down to almost a stop. That wasn't the lathe slowing down. The spur drive I'm using is kind of a beginner's safety spur drive. It has small teeth on it. So if you get your cut in too deep, instead of it jamming up on your gouge, the spur will just slip. I learned something the other day on YouTube. When you're roughing like this, you actually don't ride the bevel, and it will be a lot easier cutting. It's less bumpy. Alright, this needs to come down a little bit. We got the general shape that I want. This is still a little bit proud for me, but I think after sanding it'll be okay. This is getting chopped off here, so it's going to be a little shorty. This is very wet. It's clogging up my 80 grit, but I'm going to sand it best I can, and we'll go from there. First I want to run a parting tool into here. A little ways. That'll give me a nice line to start with when I zip it off. Alright, I'm going to do some sanding on this outside. I think it might be a little bit too wet, but I'll give it a shot. Kind of pretty. I'll turn you back on when I flip it around. Nice. I had a feeling it was going to do that. The inside core was so rotten and punky that when I squeezed the tenon, it got way off center. So basically it's a piece of crap wood. Can't let it get too wet and rotten. So that was a waste of time. The whole core is just rotted right out. I tried. I could soak it in CA glue and probably rescue it, but it's not worth the money. I'll find a better piece. Thanks for watching. Alright, attempt number 2. I found another hunk of cherry out in the junk pile. This one's got a big branch coming out, so I got a hard spot there. That's all I can say. Attempt number 2. This one here's got a solid core, unlike the last one. Wah wah wah. As you can see, it's all rotten on the outside, so I got to get into the good wood. Alright, I'll turn you back on when we get down to the good stuff. Alright, I got the general shape I want. Wasn't too bad. This is going to be my height. I got to get rid of all this after I flip it on the tenon. I'm just doing up sanding so I can get a first coat of sealer on there, and then I'll flip it and start hollowing it out. Alright, I got it flipped around. I'm going to start, I didn't put no finish on it yet. This wood is real wet. I'm going to wait a while, let it dry out some. I need to hog this end off. Let's go. Hey, you seeing what I'm seeing? I'm going to try to save this piece and make a cap for this, if I can make it work. So I'll get my parting tool and, well, first I'll get this flattened out or whatever shape I want, part it off, cut the rest with a saw. Maybe I can make a nice lid. It looks pretty rotten. I'll see if I get down to good wood. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I got a big dry rotted spot right on the end here. We'll see. See if I got past it. No, but because it's end grain, I'm going to try to CA glue it and patch it with some matching sawdust and see if I can't save this for a lid. I'll turn you back on in a little bit. Okay, we have successfully removed the top. A little lip on there needs to be refined, and this needs to be thinned down a little bit. But all in all, it looks okay. I'll see if I can live with the patch. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like we're finished. So, hopefully it won't work too bad. Now we're working on hollowing it out. Wash, rinse, repeat. Alright, this is monotonous. I'm going to crank up the speed. The other day, I was watching a very experienced wood turner, and he was talking about using a drill bit to hollow out the center. And I don't know if you know or not, but this is a taper. This is a MT2 taper, And also they have a different one, I think it's MT1, I'm not sure. This is a taper fit and a friction fit that fits inside your quill. He said, and I don't agree with him, he said always hold on to your chuck when you're boring into your wood. And if you use your common sense, there is no way you're going to be able to hold on to this. If this taper breaks loose, there is no way in Haiti you're going to be able to hang on to this chuck over the power of your lathe. It may give you an early warning that it's slipping, but usually it's like a pop and it all goes at once. It doesn't just start slowly slipping and then get worse. You have a good chance of shredding your hand or getting caught up in it trying to muscle it and wrestle it. You're better off, if this is inserted right into the quill, you will not bust that taper loose unless you bang on it or shock it in some way. Drill presses use the same, or a very similar, if not the same, way to hold the chuck in. It's all it is this taper. There's no screw, no nothing. And have you ever seen anybody hold the chuck when they're using a drill press? So it doesn't make sense. If this is going to break loose, it's going to break loose, and your little hand isn't going to be able to hold it in place against the lathe. Now, if you want to like touch it as you're cranking the quill and backing it out just to help it along, that's probably a good idea. But if it breaks loose when you're doing that, number one, it probably wasn't inserted right or you had dirt inside the taper. If you feel it break loose, do not try to hold it. That's just a warning to quit cranking. Let loose, turn off the lathe, and everything will be okay. Just don't get your hand involved in this toothy little monster right there. That's my recommendation. Turn you back on in a bit. Good morning, everybody. Time to get another coat of finish on this. It's soaking it up pretty good because it was pretty wet wood. I didn't film a lot of this cutting. I didn't sleep good last night, so I was up till like 1 o'clock in the morning out here working on it. I didn't even think about turning on the camera, but it turned out pretty decent. I'm just using shellac, mop it on and then smooth it out. Simple as that. Looks pretty nice. Get the inside coated and then let her dry. I have to go bring my washing machine upstairs. So I got that chore to do. I moved my laundry room to the first floor. I figured it'd help the selling point on my house. So all I have left to do is clean and bring my washing machine upstairs and hook it up. Hopefully there won't be any leaks on the new plumbing. That would be a bonus. let it dry. I'm sure it's going to take more coats. Looking good so far. Turn you back on when I get her finished. Alright, I'm pretty happy with this finish. Let's get this flipped around and get the tenon taken off it. I want to smooth out the bottom a little bit too. Dummy. That'll work. Backwards. Pretty decent. That's dull. Let me sharpen it up. Okay. Well, I really got to get a slow speed sharpener. At high speed, it's way too easy to overheat the metal. And let me check that bottom for clearance. Yep. Yeah, I'm not brave like my guru Phil Anderson. For one thing, my lathe doesn't stop spinning quickly. It doesn't have an electric brake on it. Kind of coasts. That feels pretty good. I'm just going to tighten that up a little bit and hit it with a scrape. I don't even think I need to hit it with the scraper. I am going to touch up right there though. Close enough. Just a little hunk of 120. There, I got it. Close enough. Alright, I'll cut this nub off and sand up the bottom, and then I'll show you the finished product. Be right back. So there you have it. Nice little cherry bowl. Put a little bead on there. Did a little fancy stuff with the wire burner or whatever. Bottom turned out okay. I don't have finish yet. You might be saying, Steve, why did you make such a cool little dip bowl? To match the Big Brother chip bowl. Huh? Not too bad. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hope to see you on the next one. Play nice.